You're listening to Free Zone Radio.
From Free Zone Radio, I'm Jason Crockett, and this is Second Stage. Second Stage is a podcast that reconsiders what plays work in the high school classroom. Typically, we review a play that was once familiar everywhere, but has since dropped out of vogue, and maybe people don't even recognize its name anymore. Well, that is not the case with this play. Hadestown is Anaïs Mitchell's 2006 musical, and it has been stirring up fires on stage. The play reimagines the ancient Greek myths of Orpheus and Eurydice and Hades and Persephone in a post-apocalyptic Great Depression-era inspired setting. A train station juke joint between the world above and the mining town below. Her compositions for the show blend folk music, indie rock, and traditional New Orleans jazz. The musical arrived in 2006 as a DIY community theater project in Vermont. And 10 years later, it debuted off-Broadway in 2016. It then opened on Broadway in 2019, garnered 8 Tony Awards, and was filmed for movie release. It's an understatement to say this show is a big deal. But as big a hit as the musical has been, it only just now fell to my ears. But I discovered this week that a lot of my students are already its biggest fans.
I've just always been like a Greek myth person, and I love musicals, so to find out that there was a musical about a Greek myth, it just was beautiful.
I love that it just, the repeating of the story is just keeping it going. That's how it's been on Broadway for 7 years, like it's still going. And the lessons of it, really, because to quote it, to know how it ends and to still begin to sing it again, it shows how beautiful storytelling can be and how it can be in a Broadway sense and in modern day, like everyday life.
I just love the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. Like it teaches some very important lessons about like you cannot be neglectful if you want to keep something. Like Orpheus is willing to do anything to get Eurydice back. Like he goes down to the underworld, and as it's a musical, it's a very long walk.
I mean, it's integration of like such a classic myth, give you some of the best music I've ever heard.
What makes it great for the classroom?
I feel like there's just so much to learn from Greek myths especially, but like turn into a more modern setting also helps it a lot, because I feel like you can like get into it more. Because I was eavesdropping earlier with Delilah, and how she talked about she was like starving and hungry in this rather than she got bit by a rattlesnake. I feel like there's lots of people who go through like starvation and hard times, and they do whatever they can so that they can get better. And that's what Eurydice did in Hadestown. She took Hades' offer and went down with him into the underground.
Have it all memorized, and I have a lot of the cast memorized too.
What are your favorite songs from it?
I love Chant, and just the 3 perspectives.
Give me a fist bump. I agree. I agree. That's my favorite one. Why do you love that one?
You see all 3 perspectives of everything and how Hades is corrupting the underworld. The like morals of the world and Persephone coming back to the underworld with Hades when it wasn't even her choice to come back. Like, it's really cool to see how that affects the poor people in the underworld and the poor people on the land. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe Build the Wall. I'm not overly sure about the favorite song bit.
Why do you like Build the Wall?
Because it just keeps, like, it's a loop. The only reason they have to build the wall is because they've already built the wall. The reason that they want to keep out poverty and people who don't have a job, the only reason they have jobs in the first place is because they're building the wall to keep the people who don't out. They're calling it freedom because they have work, but they're building their own prison.
Yeah.
Like they're keeping themselves in. I'm not overly sure that there even is anything out there, because all the dead are in the realm of Hades. The only ones who don't have a job are the living, and they're not going down there anyways, besides Orpheus, I guess, but not going down there anyways. And so the only purpose of that wall is to keep them in.
And it doesn't really depend on when you look at it either. Like, this could have been 100 years earlier and you would have still seen the same thing happening. Because it just, the whole, like, history repeats itself thing, you will always find use of these myths. Like, even with the Odyssey, there's just so many lessons that you can just learn from them about, like, going through journeys and hardships and doing what you can. Like, there's just so much that you can, like, just learn and figure out just from myths, whether they are real or not.
Being a theater teacher, why are people so crazy about Hadestown right now?
Okay, so the music is very appealing and like new. It's fresh, it's new. And the costuming and the dance, everything that's associated with it is really contemporary, and the kids really identify with it that way. And also the story is something that a lot of them have read, so they kind of know the story going in, and that makes them interested in it.
Is there a reason why I'm suddenly hearing more and more about Hadestown right now? Did it win anything, or did something recent happen with it? Or is this where TikTok is taking it off or something?
Okay, well, I would definitely say that social media influences these things, but it was actually in the movie theater this summer. The stage version was in the movie theater, but also a lot of high schools have started doing it, so they are seeing it on social media. And it did win Tonys when it first opened on Broadway.
Yeah.
But I would say the movie theater release is what got the attention of more people.
You are our theater teacher. Last year was your first musical for us. Would you consider Hadestown for a high school? Is that an appropriate play that you think, yeah, high schools should do that? Whether you would do it or not, do you think high schools should?
I think the material is appropriate for high school, for sure. And then the people who own the rights for it, a lot of times they'll do these with shows that have a little bit of an edge to them, where they will provide versions of the show that have taken some of the more adult content that's not appropriate for a high school. But also, if you were wanting to produce a show that had some content in it that was not good for your community, because communities have different sentimentalities, you can approach the licensor and ask them if you can take it out. And I did do this at my last school, where there was some stuff in it that my principal wasn't comfortable with. I contacted them, Music Theater International, and they told me to just write down what we would say instead. And so I did that and turned it in, and they approved it all. They want us to produce their shows. They want us to do and have our students have opportunities to lots of different things. So they're really willing to work with you.
What might make this difficult to use in a high school classroom?
Really, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is in one of the songs, they're already married for context, but in I think All I've Ever Known. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but, I mean, we've also had this showing up here and nobody batted an eye.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song and there's nothing explicit to it, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of political undertones, so if you get into like any political debates in school, that's like very not good. It is shrouded in a lot of like, these are very tragic circumstances by the end, so it has to be for the people who can take it and not for like very sensitive people, I guess.
But doesn't that make it all the more necessary to offer work like this out there? Because then we get to have the representation and we get to have the conversation and we get to ask the question, okay, but why are you sensitive to this? Or why are you upset about this? Or why does this bother an audience? Or why?
Yeah, but I also don't want you to be sued, so it definitely have to be like a sign-up thing.
Do you think a teacher like me would get sued over using something like this?
Probably not, but like...
But there might be parent
problems with
complaints,
parents,
right?
yeah.
There might be. Huh. This week, one of my new seniors, Cassie, wanted to sit down and discuss why Hadestown is not only such an awesome musical for her, but also why we should reconsider it for the high school classroom.
He's a composer, right?
He is, yeah. Not as good as Mozart, but
Right.
he's he is. But heck yeah, another musical. I had only briefly heard about this. I had only briefly heard about Hadestown, just like I feel in the last few weeks. And then the serendipity of you showing up at the corner of my desk yesterday and out of nowhere saying, "Oh, I like musicals."
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting because once a season I've been doing a musical. We did Hamilton. It was the highest rated downloaded episode I've got. And now you show up and you're like, I like Hadestown. And it's like, okay, the universe is pointing us toward Hadestown. What do you love about Hadestown?
I just love the story, and it has a good message behind it. The soundtrack of it, like, it's a soundtrack you can listen to, like, on your way to school, on your way home, on your way to work, in your bedroom. Like, the soundtrack
Yeah.
is amazing, and it has so many different genres of music within the musical. Like, it's jazzy, it's hip hop,
Yeah.
everything.
I had never heard any of the songs before yesterday. I had never seen any of the play before yesterday.
Yeah.
But then after you talked to me, I was like, ooh, can we find it? So this show has been around for a while now.
2016?
2016 is when it first debuted. So 10 years.
Yeah.
But then it really gets popular in 2019, has a 2024-25 season that apparently made waves. And now here in 2026, they got the original cast back together, filmed it, and are
then
going to
put it in
release it on
theaters.
in theaters and Amazon Prime. So it's like we keep coming back to this show, Hadestown.
Yeah.
Why do you think other people are really like keep coming back to Hadestown?
I think it's just like the publicity of it too. Like, obviously it's on Broadway, it's on the internet, TikTok is big with it. People on TikTok make edits. There's this one song, Wait For Me. It's the most popular song right now. Everyone's singing it, everyone's making videos to it.
Yes.
I think it's just the publicity of it. Like, the people that love it won't let it die.
Yeah. And it started out with such humble beginnings. Do you know that? Apparently, which I had to dig to find, because I didn't know this play, that it started out with performances in 2 places in Vermont.
I saw that, yeah.
And it's like, it goes from there to, hey, we're going to give you an off-Broadway show. Hey, we're going to put you on Broadway. Hey, and now we're going to make the big film version of everything too.
It's that good.
It's that good.
It's that good.
I listened to the soundtrack on Spotify. If anybody wants to listen to it, you can find it on Spotify, YouTube, wherever. Look up Hadestown, the musical soundtrack. And the cool thing about this is if you can't watch the version of it, just listen to the soundtrack because every song basically back to back, it just does the whole movie that way. So you can listen to the whole movie that way. Wait For Me is obviously one of the big songs to it. Is it your favorite?
It's my favorite.
Is it? Why do you love that one in particular? We
mean,
get that it's catcy music, but
Have you read the lyrics?
Yeah.
It's great.
why? What do you love about it? Because they haven't.
It goes, the hound dog in the streets isn't the one that you should fear. It's the one inside your head. And then it goes, it says something behind your, in between your ears and behind your eyes. That's the path to paradise. I just think that's like so like, it's just a strong message.
Yeah. I think I have a different one that's my favorite. And I say this as a guy who just did a once through of the play.
Oh.
I think Chant.
Chant?
I mean, it came out of nowhere on the playlist, and it was that dum.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, you can't help but start toe tapping when it came on. I also like the opening number where it's called Road to Hell. And that sounds really scary and threatening.
Yeah.
But the audience also comes to find out that we're talking about Greek myth. We're going into Undertown, to Hades.
That's one of my other favorite songs, way down in
Is it?
Hadestown.
So you brought up the word metaphor. And boy, this play is jam-packed with it. The song lyrics have lots of metaphor to it.
They do.
Road to Hell has a literal surface meaning to it because your characters are on their way to Hadestown.
Yeah.
But there's also the entire important meaning of like the road to chaos that we're on to, the road to doom and tragedy that we're on our way to, that sometimes these things are almost unavoidable, that because of the choices that are being made and the things that are being perpetrated on others, there's a road to hell here.
Yeah.
I really liked Anaïs Mitchell's songs for this too. Anaïs Mitchell is the writer of Hadestown. Do you know Mitchell from anything else? Because I sure don't.
I didn't before this. I did some research. I mean, so she wrote the music. She
Okay.
wrote the lyrics. She wrote the book. She also started a band that was Grammy nominated. Oh, Emmy
Oh, yeah,
nominated?
yeah.
Grammy, Emmy.
Yep.
And then she wrote another book.
Not
But-
one of these playwrights that everybody has heard a billion times about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here, certainly making waves in 10 years of time and doing a great job with it. What do you think? So, how would you explain the plot to an audience? What's the play about?
It's about, I think mostly it's based upon two love stories between Hades and Persephone and Orpheus and Eurydice.
Yeah.
And the whole play throughout is just it telling about their story, how Eurydice made a deal with Hades to go down to the underworld, and how Orpheus followed her to get her back, and how Persephone wasn't allowed back up to the surface, even though she's the goddess of seasons.
Mm-hmm. You like Greek myth.
Mm-hmm.
My sophomores start their January out with Greek myth, and then it turns into Greek tragedy with Antigone and stuff like that. And then last year we had a school-wide play, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Yeah, I went to
It's
see it.
based on Greek myth, but also a modernized Greek myth full of music. And then this summer, I spent the Odyssey with my honor sophomores. Like, we've
Yeah.
been just jab about the Odyssey. Christopher Nolan's movie, The Odyssey, comes out. It has been a year of Greek myth. 2026, I didn't realize this,
Yeah.
is the year of Greek myth. And then, by golly, here we are in August, and it's like, hey, Crockett, have you ever heard of Hadestown? And it's like a fourth season just came back in, and I thought, wow, this is really bringing things to a kind of conclusion. Orpheus and Eurydice is a story that I was explaining to my sophomores the other day
Yeah.
before I even knew Hadestown.
Really?
It was literally the day. So this was the day after the first day of school. I only knew you, Cassie, for one day.
Yeah.
You and I hadn't even talked. And I was explaining to my sophomores, oh, you see in this painting, that's Orpheus and Eurydice. He's the world's greatest songwriter singer. He falls in love. She dies. He goes to the underworld to bring her back on the one condition he can't do what?
Look back.
You can't look back. And the kids are like, well, why not? And it's like, well, in the story, it's a thing of trust. You have to trust she'll be with you, climb your way back out of hell. She'll be there.
It's also a thing of doubt. Don't listen to your
Oh,
doubt.
yeah.
Don't listen,
And what a human thing that we doubt so often. We doubt
Yeah.
ourselves. We doubt other people. We think, oh no, I'm being tricked. I'm being tricked.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he climbs back to the surface, he can't even wait. He just gets to the door and turns around. And what happens?
She goes back down to the underworld.
She immediately fades away.
She has to stay.
He is now forever abandoned. She is gone.
Yeah.
I think it's clever that Mitchell parallels Orpheus and Eurydice with the other married couple of Hades and Persephone. Another marriage story from Greek myth that Hades captures Persephone. And while she's in the underworld, she ate of the pomegranate and now has to spend 6 months of the year with her husband, 6 months of the year with the overworld.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be how the Greeks explain the seasons, that when she comes back to her mother, the world blooms. But when she has to go back to her husband, everything dies and turns cold. I think it's really clever that you're taking two famous Greek myth couples and let's tell a story that parallels them.
Yeah.
If you had a chance to write an updated version of Greek myth, but you can't pick Orpheus and Eurydice, who would you want to pick?
I can't pick Orpheus and Eurydice.
Can't pick them.
I'm not sure.
I know I'm just throwing you a curveball. You're like, I didn't have time to prepare that one. I just wonder, like, we can take all of these Greek myths. They've been around for thousands of years. But humans are humans are humans. People are people.
Yeah.
Let's modernize them and tell a new story. I wonder, because Disney did that with Hercules. And here we've got this with Hadestown. What other Greek myth would you want to pick?
What's the one? Is Medusa Greek? myth?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. Medusa could be a great Greek myth.
Yeah.
Medusa, I don't know if you know, Medusa is also a great opportunity to talk about crimes that are perpetrated upon women because she's cursed for the audacity of being loved more than a goddess. And so, no, we're going to punish you. How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you be a cool person?
Right?
Right.
And so now we're going to make you ugly, so ugly that you'll turn people to stone. And the only solution is that the heroes have to cut off Medusa's head. She becomes vilified just for existing.
Yeah,
I think you could totally take that and let's make a modernized story out of that.
absolutely.
So there's so many of them out there for Greek myth. My problem would be I'm nowhere near as good a songwriter as Mitchell is. I'm nowhere near as good at picking music for it. I love that when I watched the play yesterday, it immediately starts off with a very jazzy New Orleans scene.
That's what I'm talking. It's a vibe.
It is a
the
vibe.
best vibe ever.
Who's the narrator for this play?
Hermes.
Mr. Hermes.
Yeah.
Or in one performance, it was done by a woman and she called herself Mrs. Hermes. But still, I love the crowd work they do.
Yeah.
That really good performers like this.
Yes.
Mrs. Hermes was like, hey. And then the crowd went, hey. And she went, hi. And the crowd went, hey. And she went, huh. And it started this. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, you know how to bring a crowd in. You've seen the play live in person.
On
What was that
Broadway.
like?
It was amazing.
Tell me
I
about
think
it.
it was one of the most, like, the best experiences I've ever had. Just like how you said, they very much used the audience. I think at some point during this show, I forgot what part of it, but they were talking to some guy in the audience. The spotlight went on to him, and he was like, what is going on? I'm pretty sure he was there with his daughter, and like he had never seen this play before. And they just put him on the spot. But they like asked him a question, and he was like, yeah. And then at some point during the play, when Orpheus is on the journey, it was after the 15-minute break that they do. I was sitting in the row where Orpheus runs down back onto the stage, and he ran right past me. I was in the aisle seat.
How about that?
And him and his Lyle
Yeah.
ran right past me back onto the stage, and I was like, wow,
I've been touched by Orpheus.
wow, I feel so special.
Maybe magical power went into you then, and maybe now
Maybe.
you are a singer-songwriter.
Maybe I could be.
I bet you that's how Taylor Swift started out. So you just happened to be in New York and saw the show? Is that right?
Me and my cousin planned a trip because my aunt lives in New Jersey.
Oh, nice.
So we planned a trip to Jersey, and a couple days we went into the city because she's like 15 minutes away from the city. And one of the nights we went to see Hadestown, and then another night we went to see Heathers, but it was an off-Broadway show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but a lot of people may not understand that Broadway and off-Broadway don't mean that one is good, one is bad. It's just, I mean, space is limited in New York anyways.
It is.
But we also talk about like just the entryway for theater. Off-Broadway shows don't mean that they're discount or that they're, I don't know, knockoff brand theater.
Yeah.
Like it's just, it's a different performance is
Yeah.
all it is. For students who have never been to a Broadway show before, what would you tell them? Oh, dude, you should expect this, or here's what it's like.
Okay, well, first of all, the theater was beautiful. I had to take pictures. The walls, the art in there, the stage act, like the stage, it moves around. All of the props move around. There's smoke. It's very stimulating.
Yeah.
It's very like, oh, wow, my mind is full.
Does the audience stay quiet like stones the whole time?
I mean, there's definitely laughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not allowed to film.
Right.
Put your phone away. Put it on silent. No one wants to
Right.
hear your text messages coming through.
Right.
Right.
I mean, we see the bootlegs every now and then.
The sneaky people
I
taking
mean,
pictures.
I've not. I don't watch pirated anything. I'm a
Yeah.
good guy, but I hear it's out there. But yeah, they're not supposed to do that. You are supposed to be like in a theater or other places, put your phone away on silent. But I don't know. I think sometimes they expect, oh, we're going to go watch a Broadway show. I'm supposed to sit here and be quiet. I mean, from the versions that I've seen, crowds are roaring.
Yeah.
Crowds are applauding. Crowds are cheering and singing along with it. And like there's almost a reciprocal, we sing, but you're part of this too.
Yeah.
I love
Absolutely.
that it brings you into the Greek chorus that way. You're part of it. Did you already know what Hadestown was about before you went?
Yeah, I had like a brief
Yeah.
oh, I know what this is about.
Were you already hyped about it before? Was this like oh my gosh, I get to go see Hadestown? Or was this like, I don't know what I'm getting into. This is going to be good.
Honestly, I was just excited that I got to see something on Broadway.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I got to see the Rockettes in New York,
Classic.
and that was great. I also
Yeah.
got to see The Lion King on Broadway when I was a kid,
Oh my dude.
which was that was an amazing
Yes.
experience too. But when I came in, my cousin is who I went with. She's a big fan of Hadestown, and she told me pretty much like kind of the summary. I knew the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. I didn't know the story of Hades and Persephone. So she gave me like a brief summary before we even went into the theater, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this sounds cool. I was
Yeah.
excited to see a play on Broadway, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, Hadestown. But after I saw it, I was definitely like, oh my gosh, Hadestown. Like, this is
Yeah.
going to be my whole personality for a month.
You bring up how it's everywhere on TikTok. It's everywhere on social media. We keep hearing about this.
Yeah.
I had heard about it, like I said, but I didn't know it until you basically uncorked this. And then Carly over there was like, oh, yeah. And then this person and this person and this person.
Yeah.
I had it playing during first block this morning
Really?
when kids came in.
Yeah.
And immediately kids were like fangirling about it. They were all like, oh my gosh, I know that. La, 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 la. Do you have a favorite performance? Because some people do. I don't know if you have a favorite
From
performance or not.
the musical?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite version of it, or a favorite actor, or a favorite piece?
I think definitely when Orpheus is going down, like the journey that he takes down to Hadestown
Yeah.
was one of my favorite things to watch. They have like the lights swinging like he's moving.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. It was amazing. The floor was spinning.
Yeah. I think that surprises some people when they think that all theaters just have to have stationary floors. But there are
No.
different types of theaters, and the
Yeah.
ones that have that round moving floor can accomplish really cool things.
Yeah,
with it.
actually, at the end, when Orpheus looks back at Eurydice, she's on the platform, and when he looks back, she just disappears into the crowd.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about first before I do another question?
The Fates.
What about the Fates?
The Fates. They have a big role in Hadestown, let me tell you.
Yeah.
They represent the voices in the back of your head, the doubt, the you can't do this, you have to look back, she's not there, you've been tricked. They have a big role. There's 3 of them. They have amazing voices, let me tell you. Their voices are amazing. But their role is pretty much to convince Orpheus to look back. And they did. And he looked back.
So I think in a way it's weird to characterize fate as an evil-doing thing or a malicious, malevolent thing. That fate is supposed to be something that directs you toward an outcome. So often we characterize that in a mean, manipulative way, like we feel like the universe is stacked against us somehow. But the fates they're immediately presented from the beginning. Hermes goes around and says, this is our cast.
Yeah.
This is who this is. This is who this is. And you get to see the fates from the beginning. But when you were saying that they're the voices in your head telling you this and this, it immediately reminded me of a kind of life lesson that comes up in class sometimes.
Yeah.
If you tell yourself, I'm not going to do well on this essay,
You're not going to do well in the essay.
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
That's fate. That we are the determiners of what's going to happen with this.
Yeah.
Sometimes the cards are stacked against you. And we can't control everything in society. We need to raise our voices about it, but we can't, help some things. You are dealt a certain hand, but the way you approach it helps dictate whether you're going to be successful with this or not.
Yeah.
I think that's a great life lesson that makes this suitable for a high school classroom. Like if we're going to use it in a classroom, hey, we like the music or whatever, but if we're going to use this in a classroom, it's not just about the music, it's also about the lessons that we're teaching with the class.
Yeah.
The fates, what an interesting thing that you bring that up. They tend to be a major thing of something that I teach this semester.
Really?
They are a major aspect of something that I teach this semester.
In this class?
In this class.
And what is
Two
that?
times they come up. They come up once in Beowulf, and they come up much bigger in something later this semester.
Wow.
Cassie, it's almost like you were fated or predestined to bring this to me in this class. Do you like their music?
I did like their music.
Yeah. How does their voice differ from Hades' voice?
It's very eerie, but like in a mind-tickling, scratchy way. They all their voices mush so well together.
Yeah.
They're great.
What about Hades' voice? How would you characterize it?
It's deep.
Yeah.
It's a deep voice. Kind of like, I'm going to tell you what to do.
A very baritone.
Yeah.
I don't know, gravelly, but sometimes probably it's supposed to be seductive in a manipulating kind of way. A very controlling kind of voice, too. Yeah.
There's one point at the end of the play where Persephone is when he let them go, Persephone goes, "You let them go." He goes, "I let them try." And his voice when he said that seemed forgiving in a way, I guess. Yeah, I did let them try, kind of like that. And then Persephone goes, "What about you and I?" And he goes, "It's time for spring." And then Persephone goes back to the surface.
Yeah, getting rid of her. So another thing that I teach with my AP kids and honors kids and everybody is that there are these symbolic roles that we tend to have. And it doesn't matter what culture or time period you come from, everybody kind of understands that mothers are like this or that mentors are like this.
Yeah.
And one of them is the devil figure. And that the devil doesn't always appear with red horns and all of that, but the devil offers you a deal.
Yeah.
And if you take that deal, it seems on the surface like this might be great, but you are going to lose your soul.
Yeah.
In some way, you're going to risk who you are as a person. And Hades, god of the underworld, is naturally going to be conflated with the devil. But here he is in Hadestown offering you a deal.
Yeah.
And even when they're like, "Oh, you let them go," I let them try. A deal that's going to cost them something. What a cool characterization of that, too.
Yeah.
A lot of kids come to this not necessarily knowing the ending or even the Greek myth itself, but spoiler alert, it has a tragic ending.
It does.
We teach a lot of tragedy in high school. So knowing that Orpheus and Eurydice are going to have a tragic ending, do you think it alters the way anybody enjoys this? Is it going to rob enjoyment from them or change the way they experience it?
I think since the story is told so well that even going into it knowing that it's going to end in tragedy, I think you're going to like it every single time.
Yeah.
It's just such a good story. And I feel like in a way some of us can relate to it.
How?
Doubt, not wanting to try even though you know something as bad is going to happen, letting fear take over. That's something that the play teaches us. Hermes at the end, he goes, "To know how it ends and still begin to sing it again." I mean,
Everybody brings that line up. Everybody brings
Everybody?
that line up. What is the line again?
to know how it ends and still begin to sing it again as if it might turn out this time.
So last year, Miss Ferris and I were talking about another play of people who are going through the afterlife, repeating their mistakes over and over. Mm-hmm. And they get to the end and realize, oh, we're the cause of all our problems. And just before it ends, one of them says, well, we'll do better next time. Now you see me, now you... And then they get hanged.
Oh.
And she said that, like, they seem to be repeating their mistakes in the afterlife until they realize we're the fault. We're the ones doing this. And I'll be doggone, here's Mr. Hermes echoing the same thing, that we keep singing the same song knowing it won't end happily, but we're going to go through it again because we might be able to change it.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're suckers for punishment. Do you think people are suckers for punishment sometimes?
Yeah.
I think people are.
I think so.
I think some of us are. It's like Charlie Brown. Did you ever watch Charlie Brown? This is an old man cartoon.
I have watched Charlie Brown.
Have you?
Mhm.
I hated Charlie Brown. I
You
hated
hated
the people.
it?
I did not like him as a kid.
My favorite was the guy with the little kid with his blanket. What was his
Linus.
name? Linus. He was the sweetest.
Charlie Brown always, Lucy would always set the football up and say, "Kick it, Charlie." And he's like, "No, you're just going to." And she says, "No, I won't this time." So he goes, and then she moves the football, and he looks like a fool splat on his back. Oh, good grief. Well, Charlie, how many times
Are you gonna let her do that?
are you going to be repeating these mistakes? Cassie, this is my at the end of this, I will have 20 years on the book of teaching seniors.
Yeah.
And it just gets to a point where it's like you are seeing these kids repeating the same kind of mistakes they were repeating 20 years ago. Or, I don't know, kind of like doing the same things that maybe their parents were doing 20 years ago. People are people.
Yeah.
I don't know that we always learn from our mistakes. The poet says we live and we learn, but never the wiser grow. And I swear that's Mr. Hermes from this play, too.
Yeah.
I think Mitchell probably took a lot of inspiration from a lot of different sources.
I think so.
Not cribbed anything.
Yeah.
Just that's what good writers are supposed to do. You took these influences and you wove them in your own way.
Yeah. She made it her own.
Apparently, which again, I'm a newcomer to this, it's not just a love story. That this is also a story of social commentary. Play about how people in society are treated by other classes of people. Do you see that?
I do see that.
How? I'm a newcomer, so it's
when-
like you would have to teach me.
When Eurydice comes to the town where Orpheus and Hermes are staying, she's cold and she's hungry. And Hades offers her a deal. If she comes down to Hadestown with him, she'll have warmth and a full belly. But she can't leave.
Huh. So once again, the billionaires are preying upon the poor. The billionaires, the evil devil billionaires, are preying upon poverty.
Yeah.
Huh.
But the Hades is the one who caused the cold
Right.
and the hunger.
How about that? I always want to ask in this show, like, what makes this so great for a high school classroom or a stage nowadays? What do you think? What makes this so great for a high school classroom?
Well, it teaches a good lesson. Like you just said, social hierarchy. Like I said, trying. Orpheus teaches us that even if you fail at something, it's important to know that at least you tried.
Yeah.
You know? At least you tried your best. At the end, you may have messed up,
Yeah.
but you tried. You may not be the hero, but
But trying
you
matters.
gave your best.
The
It
effort
does
matters. On the flip side of that coin, though, what makes it problematic for a high school classroom? Because you just walked me through social commentary, and so it's like, okay, typically when things have social commentary, people get their feathers ruffled.
Yeah.
What makes this problematic? Because, again, I'm a newcomer. What do you think makes this problematic?
I think it represents a lot of problems happening right now
Oh.
during modern day, and I think that some people don't like talking about what's going on in modern day because they don't like facing the reality of what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that could definitely be a problematic
Yeah.
issue with this play.
I wondered if the makeup of the cast would also be something that's going to trigger some people.
Really?
It doesn't me. You and I don't know each other all that well, but Jason Crockett keeps getting irritated by society, who gets mad about having casts of people that are not just all white.
Yes, there's a lot of diversity in Hadestown. The most of it,
Really is.
if I will.
I think sometimes people trip over that and say diversity must mean it's an all-black cast. No. Diversity means there's a good mix and match of everything.
never
in
one
there.
cast.
It's never just one. And Hadestown, holy cow, that is a great diverse cast.
They're stacked.
It is stacked.
Yes.
I think this play would be so much less, so much more dim if it were just an all-white cast. If it
I
were
agree.
so narrow as that. And again, anybody can do whatever kind of performance you want, but the music has some really good jazz, right?
does.
New Orleans 1930s jazz. You're
Who
going
can
to
do
tell me
that
that's a
better?
bunch of white people up here? That's not going to be authentic, right?
Right.
And I feel like if you want the really good jazz, you want a group of people who are going to be able to perform this, sing this, bring some energy to the stage,
Yeah.
and it cannot be pigeonholed by saying we're only going to have one color up there.
When I went to see it on Broadway, a lot of the musicians, the chorus, they weren't white.
Yeah.
One of them was white. The rest of them?
Well, I mean, you look at another famous musical, Hamilton, who retells the story of our founding fathers that are largely white, yes, but retells it through the faces of people descended from immigrants,
Right.
whether they're black, Hispanic, whatever. And the same thing's kind of true with Hadestown here. If it were just one color, it misses out on the representation of an audience, too.
Yeah.
And I want my kids, and when I say kids, Radio America, I mean my own children, but I mean my classroom kids like Cassie here too. I'm school dad too. I want these kids to be able to see themselves reflected in whatever.
Exactly.
Hadestown can do that.
They can.
That's going to ruffle some feathers, but I don't think that that's a sin. I think sometimes feathers need to be ruffled.
Yeah.
Because you said people don't want to talk about these things
They
because they're
don't.
uncomfortable with them, but maybe we should talk about
You need to
them.
get uncomfortable.
Maybe sometimes we do.
Yeah.
I think it also ensorcels you with good jazz music. So, and a wonderful love story and the interactions. Like, it is so easy to fall into this play that even if you come to it with some biases and assumptions, that you're going to be enchanted by the music of it.
Yeah.
It's also, dude, what a universal story. Lost love, being robbed of something. Every human being can understand that.
Yeah. There's also a sprinkle of parenthood in there a little bit too. Because Orpheus, his mom, is no longer with us.
Yeah.
Hermes was a friend of Orpheus's mom. So when he became an orphan, Hermes took him under his wing.
Yeah.
Hermes guides Orpheus through this whole musical. The whole story. Hermes is right next to Orpheus, talking to him, helping him, guiding him, telling him, "Ooh, you should do this," or maybe you probably shouldn't do that. Be cool.
Yeah. If we were going to put this in a high school classroom, what grade level?
I think sophomore.
You're the second person today to say sophomore.
I think sophomore.
Oh, I don't hate that idea at all. Why sophomores?
Well, I think sophomore year. I don't know. I mean, my junior year, I don't think I would really want to learn about.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Junior year, what did I read in junior year? We read
Oh, Gatsby.
Gatsby. Oh,
Did you do Crucible?
I read Gatsby in my sophomore year.
Oh, good. Good.
I mean, I reread it my
Yeah,
junior
yeah,
year because
yeah.
I transferred here, but and then we read
Did you do the Crucible your junior year? Of Mice and Men?
we did Mice and Men of
Oh,
Mice and Men.
dude. I don't know what you think about Of Mice and Men, but that's a big book for me. That's a heartbreaker.
It was
for me.
it was emotional.
Yeah.
It was definitely emotional, but I think here at least, since you do The Great Gatsby and Of Mice and Men, I think it's a pretty stacked already.
Mm-hmm.
So I think sophomore year, I think that's just a good place where you can slip in.
I'm also thinking
Some
about
Hadestown.
ages. I think sophomores could do really well with something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I have plenty of sophomores today who have talked to me about it that love it.
Yeah.
Age level, I cannot think of one thing in this musical that is inappropriate
Yeah.
as far as content. My sophomores suggested that, oh, well, there's the part when Mr. Hades is coming to take me to Hadestown.
He's here to offer you a
He's
deal.
here to offer me a deal. My sophomores suggested that there was the part where Orpheus and Eurydice get married, and they sing there's like a 2-part song that they sing for that. And they're like, well, it does kind of get intimate there. And I was like, yeah, but dude, I've watched it. It's also been playing during class today. Nobody batted an eye. There's nothing inappropriate that happens. There's nothing gratuitous that happens up there. Listen to the musical. There's nothing gratuitous that happens in that passage. I was like hunting and searching. I was like, what are people going to be upset by? And as far as content, I don't know that there's anything that challenges a 10th grader as far as parental content concerns. Freshmen, are they too young for it? I mean, they'll love the play, but are they too young to study it?
I think so. I don't think that they would like. I mean, I was a freshman once. I know how immature I was.
Oh, maturity.
Yeah, I feel like me as a freshman, I wouldn't really like be as interested as that. As like maybe me as a sophomore. Oh, I've already had 1 year of high school. I know what the criteria is, you know?
Yeah. If I were giving my professional teacher judgment, Teachers of America, I'd say you're going to love this sophomore year. I can imagine you would love this freshman year. I can imagine a freshman class loving it. 8th grade and middle school, I think I think we're doing okay with 8th grade and middle school already. We don't.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't know. There's a reason why we save Romeo and Juliet for freshman year, and this could be a good companion piece to Romeo and Juliet.
It's a love story, yeah. 2 love stories.
It is a tragic love story that is the result of bad choices by manipulative powers in society.
Yeah.
So we could do that. I think a freshman ELA class wouldn't necessarily need to dig deep on teaching Hadestown. They could just use it as a companion piece to be like, we're going to end the semester with this, like a week of Hadestown.
Yeah.
Sophomore year at our school is chock full of tragedy. It is tragedy, 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 tragedy.
What do you guys read in sophomore?
Oh, man. We start off the semester with Antigone, which is Greek tragedy. We follow that up with Julius Caesar, Shakespearean tragedy. My class follows that up with Gatsby, which is a modern American novel tragedy.
It is.
And then we end with Hamlet, another Shakespeare tragedy. And kids will ask, like, are we never going to read a happy ending? Nope, don't even hope for it. Don't even hope. So one of my other questions here is that too much tragedy to be throwing at people?
I think that most stories, not most, but like a lot of the good stories end in tragedy. And I think that's what makes them good.
Would you rather the play have ended where Mitchell changes the ending and lets Orpheus and Eurydice be reunited?
That actually leads me into something I was going to say.
Uh-oh.
If we put it into our lesson plans, our school systems, that could be an activity or a project that we could give the kids. Like, how about you make your own ending? Maybe it's Orpheus not looking back, and then you write something. You could write a short story sequel to it of them being together. You could write something about Hades and Persephone. You could write your own like story. You could write your own ending. I think that'd be a great activity. I would love to do that. If we did this in school and my teacher goes, okay, now I want you to make your own ending to this tragic story, I'd be like,
you'd love it.
Absolutely. I took inspiration from my old English teacher in Arizona. We read The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, and she gave us an assignment where we could make a sequel to the poem. And that was one of my favorite assignments ever.
I think that's really cool. And from this cynical perspective of mine over here, I've told my AP kids so many times, when I teach comedy in the classroom, we like comedy.
Yeah.
Nobody likes studying it in the classroom. Comedy's hard and not nearly as fulfilling as when we study the tragedies. They always want to go back and write about the tragedies. Oh, they can talk all day about it. But the comedies, they're just like, meh, that was all right.
Yeah.
Like comedy almost... It is necessary for life. It does fulfill us. But in the literary scope, it's almost like an inch deep, whereas tragedy cuts to the bone.
Yeah.
And so if we did an exercise where we rewrote the ending to be a happy ending, are we satisfied by it? I think that's a brilliant question to ask your class when you have them rewrite it.
Yeah.
Of now, which of the two endings do you prefer? Did it help you by giving them a happy ending, or was this just kind of like a lie you were telling yourself? Is that something that we do in our relationships, children, where sometimes we just tell ourselves lies to give ourselves a daily happy ending? We're getting dark. This is a play. What a good play, though, for conversations like this.
Yeah.
Cassie, I think you should be a high school English teacher.
Really?
We need good teachers right now. We are struggle busing out here. They're all on the road to Hadestown right now.
Goodness.
So education is on the road to Hadestown, and we need somebody to turn it around.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just us singing the same song, knowing how this is going to end, but singing it anyway. No, I think you have really bright ideas, and what a clever way to approach it. And I think having vested interest in something like this, if you are enthusiastic about it, you can make your students enthusiastic about it. If you care about the literary structure of it, your students are going to care about it. I don't know. There's a whole lot that goes on to being a teacher, but you could do well. You
Thank
care
you.
about this. I wonder sometimes about the literary merit of things. That's such a snobbish question to ask. And I think there are teachers out there who would say, oh no, a musical like this doesn't have literary merit. I don't know, dude. I kept noticing a lot of wordplay that was
Yeah.
back and forth in here.
I like the wedding song where she's talking about like, are you going to be the man and do what you're supposed to do? That's an interesting
Yes.
message.
The one I was thinking of was where she's singing that I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to hold on to that. I can do this. It's like in a way of I can do this myself. But then she and Orpheus get married and they're singing to each other about holding on to each other.
Yeah.
And the word hold kept coming up. And I kind of wish Anaïs Mitchell was sitting here so I could be like, did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about how one word was really changing what you were writing through here? Holding on to something or holding the line against something. You could have conversations with students about how one word changes things.
Yeah.
I also like that you could use each of these songs or just pick 3 of them and let's teach it like we were teaching lyric poetry. Today's poem is this song.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's poem is this song.
Look between the lines.
Look between the
Analyze
lines.
the text.
And then we're drawing connections to Tuesday, to Wednesday, and by Friday, let's do some sort of activity where we look at how each one of those layered, and told the same story.
Absolutely.
Added complexity. All right. What's our recommendation? Should teachers teach this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they should.
Second Stage is a Free Zone Radio production, produced here in Sparta, Tennessee. What actually is Free Zone Radio? A group of teachers, content creators, readers, and classroom experts who make shows for our students, for other educators, and for anyone who enjoys a good read. If you enjoyed the show, please give it a like, share it, subscribe for more. Word of mouth truly is the best advertising. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. And if you want to hear more, look up our other podcasts with honors featuring conversations and lessons with my high school classroom, Courtney Reads It All, a once-a-week book review from my co-teacher and friend, and our brother podcast, A Deadman's Books. All of them available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to great content.
Hey everyone, My name is Drew, and I want to talk to you about my show, A Deadman's Books. The show was created with the mindset of whenever I pass away, as morbidly as that sounds, that my children would inherit my books. And of all the things that I'm going to pass down to them, I think that that's the one thing that I want them to make sure that they keep and go through on their own time. But I want to be there next to them whenever they read these things. And so I created a podcast so that they could go back and listen to me and my friends and other people as we read through these books and what we had to think about it. But it's grown to so much more. We've got authors we interview. We talk about everyday life. We talk about how literature connects to life. All of those things in one place. And now we want you to come along with us and join us. This is a podcast not just for my kids, but for everyone who loves to read, everyone who loves a good story, everyone who's a parent, everyone who's a teacher, everyone who just enjoys literature. This is a place to come. So come join us every Monday on A Dead Man's Books.